USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Jess will be here in a second. What up, Charlamagne?
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday. How y'all feel out there? I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners. Good morning. What's happening? How y'all feel, man?
Yes, good morning. I'm beat. I'm tired. Last night I stayed up. I watched my Knicks play. Last night they beat the Celtics 91-90. They lead the series 2-0 in the NBA playoffs. What a game.
Well, you could be it's good that you're a Knicks fan because you could be a fan of a team on the West Coast. You could be a Nuggets fan or an OKC fan. Ain't nobody got time to be staying up to watch them.
Yeah, that was a late one. That was a late one.
But salute to the Knicks. You got to close the deal now.
Yeah, got to close the deal.
You got to close the deal. None of this matter if you don't close the deal. In fact, if you lose the series after this point, it's even worse. You got to close the deal. You got 2 games in New York now.
That's right.
That's very rare in a semifinal game for this team that's not seeded as high as the other team goes up 2-0.
That's right. Well, the Nuggets and Thunder game, you can't talk about that game, but other than that, the playoffs have been pretty damn good. Like
they letting them play.
The refs are letting them play. There's hard fouls. They are. I mean, the score at 91-90, you could tell it was a defensive game. It wasn't like 150 to no. It was a great game, and I think the Knicks were down 20 at one time.
Hey man, I said it last night in a group chat. I was like, the Knicks look like a team of destiny.
Yes.
I don't know what that destiny is.
But they do.
They look like a team of destiny.
They got a strong squad.
They got to seal the deal.
That's
though.
all right.
That's all I'm saying.
One game at a time. Well, this morning, AJ, Terrence, J, and Rocsi Diaz will be joining us.
Yeah, it's the 25th anniversary of 106 in Park, and they're doing a reunion that's going to be at the BET Awards on June 9th.
That's right.
The good sister Free couldn't join us. But
no, Free couldn't join us this time around. But yeah, they will be joining us, and I think it'll be dope if they try to get like key moments from 106 in Park. Like, you know what I mean? The
Who is they?
BET. Like a BFT, because they're doing an anniversary, right? A reunion on stage. They say they're putting together some things. I think it would be dope if they do like key moments, like, past interviews or past
But
moments.
that'd be hard to do at the award show because, us at home will enjoy it, but the people in the audience will be like, what? Yeah. I think they should do a 106 in Park documentary, but that's I'm sure it will come later down the line.
Absolutely.
But AJ, Terrence, and Rocsi will be here this morning.
That's right. All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. We got front page news, a lot to discuss, so don't go anywhere. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, if you're just joining us, last night the Knicks beat the Celtics 91-90. They lead the series 2-0.
You said that already.
Thunder beat the Nuggets 149-106-1-1. Just in case people just waking up, Jess just got here. In case you didn't know, just letting her know.
I didn't know. What happened?
See, the Knicks beat the Celtics 91-90. They lead the series 2-0.
Okay.
Now,
they got to close the deal, though. None of this means nothing if they don't close the deal. Up 2-0?
Yes.
Now you coming back home?
Yes.
All right. We could be singing a whole different tune next Monday, okay?
That's all right. We'll be all right. Now, also tonight, the Golden State Warriors take on the Timberwolves. Steph Curry will miss at least a week.
That hurt.
After suffering a hamstring strain. So, he's out for a week. That's really going to hurt for them.
Am I the only person that be hearing hamstring strain and think it sounds tasty? Don't it be sounding tasty? Hamstring strain.
No.
Like a strained hamstring sound like it tastes good. You put it on the grill.
Oh, my goodness.
No.
You don't even eat ham.
No, I don't.
Morgan.
Could be a hamburger, though.
Morgan?
Oh, hey, y'all. Good morning. I didn't even hear. I'm just hamstring strain and what the what? All right, y'all. Let's get into front news. So 3 former Memphis police officers, have been found not guilty in the Tyree Nichols murder trial. They were charged with beating Nichols to death back in 2023, and that was caught on video. Now, Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith all were found not guilty of all charges. Now, let's take a listen to the verdict reading in part.
The verdicts read as follows. Count 1, second-degree murder. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Justice Smith, not guilty.
So count 1, as mentioned in the audio, was second-degree murder. There was also count 2, aggravated assault, and count 3, aggravated kidnapping with bodily injury. Also, all of those charges not guilty. So while they were acquitted in this state trial, they already faced the possibility of years in prison after they were convicted on the federal level last year. Now, this case, again, as I mentioned, was for the state of Tennessee. So.
How did they come to the conclusion about the not guilty verdict? Because, sadly, I forgot about this case after it happened. 2023 was so long ago, and I remember when the situation first happened, and it was a big deal. But I saw that verdict yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about this whole situation.
Well, this is on the state level. Remember, again, like I said, they have been charged and convicted on the federal level. But you know how it goes with the jury. It's a reasonable doubt. So maybe the prosecution wasn't able to prove this case to beyond a reasonable doubt to that particular jury. So that's how that goes.
And it was on video, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, it was. Absolutely. That beating was on video. In other news, the official mourning period for the Pope is over, and the process to select a new Pope is underway in Rome, and that process is known as a conclave. Now, 133 cardinals, electors, including New York's Archbishop Timothy Dolan, must isolate in the Sistine Chapel until a new Pope is chosen. Here's what Archbishop Timothy Dolan had to say before going into the conclave.
It's Wednesday, and this is the day we enter the conclave, and I'm about ready to go into the Dome of Santa Marta. So this could be the last time I talk to you in a couple of days. So folks, I won't be able to talk to you until you see the white smoke. I look forward to doing that. Keep us in your prayers.
Yeah, so this after swearing oaths of secrecy and attending a final pre-conclave mass at St. Peter's Basilica. The cardinals have handed over their cell phones and must cut off all communication with the outside world. Voting will continue until a candidate receives 2/3 majority to become the late Pope Francis' successor. That's when we'll see that white smoke rise from the chapel. Until then, black smoke will be seen following each round of votes, and the voting resumes today.
I was gonna say, how long does it usually take? How long is it taken in the past? Do we know?
I want to say just as long as it takes, honestly. But usually just a few weeks or about a week or so.
A few weeks. Yeah. Wow.
Why they don't do a reality show? They don't have reality shows over there?
Oh no, this is old school. What is it? Secret society. All we ask is trust type stuff.
Man, we could do Making the Pope.
My God.
For the love of God.
Oh my goodness.
Could have been Pope.
You know what? I would have watched too. I ain't gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think it's gonna take that long because the Pope just spoke. Not the Pope, but what is he? The Cardinal?
New York's Archbishop Timothy Dolan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he knows the Knicks are playing, so he gonna get out of there by Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
Now watch, he gonna get out. The Knicks haven't been in a long time. I'm sure he's a Knicks fan. He gonna be out by Saturday.
Well, wrapping things up at 6 a.m., speaking of people who want to be the Pope, allegedly, President Trump says he will make a major trade announcement today. In a post on Truth Social, he said he'll hold a news conference in the Oval Office and that the deal will be that it's a deal with a big and highly respected country. Now, he closed the post by saying the first deal of many. Just over a month ago, Trump announced global tariffs on U.S. imports and in an effort to boost American manufacturing and protect jobs. So there's a possibility that this could be China, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. And
what if Trump makes a announcement that he's doing a deal with that island that only got penguins? What is that?
What?
Make your announcement.
I'm like,
because you put tariffs on an island that only had penguins on it. I think it's called a Herd Island or something like that. What if that's his big announcement?
Oh my gosh! I mean, well,
what did he put tariffs on it for?
Who knows? It would be on brand for the president. So
nothing there but penguins.
That's your front page news for 6 a.m. Stick around at 7 a.m. We're talking Federal Reserve Chair.
All right, everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Ray. Yo, Charlamagne, Envy, what up? Are we live?
This is your time to get it off your chest.
I got an indoor pool, an outdoor pool.
We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
We can get on the phone right now. He'll tell you what it is. We live?
Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, brother?
Hey, what's going on? It's Mike calling from Jersey, Envy. Good morning, everybody. Is Jess there yet?
Yep. Hey, yo, yes. Good morning.
What's up, Mike?
Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Charlamagne.
Peace, Mike.
Envy, I just want to talk to you about the dance dash, man. My daughter just finished up the dance season 2 weeks ago. I mean, we down in Trenton, New Jersey. Like, she has an all-black school, so, I mean, I know you understand, like, kids going to these competitions, man, as soon as they see these black kids, they be like, oh, they can't do tap, they can't do jazz, they can't do lyrical. And trust me, man, our kids, they go out there and show out. They win first place, grand prizes, overall. These kids be out there hating, but these Taylor folks be really, really upset out there, man. Envy, I know you probably go through it, too, with your daughters going out there. How'd it be for you?
Yeah, no, the same thing. I mean, I always love seeing the schools, especially the black schools that pull up and they show out. It's always great. But the dopest thing about it is when they win, and it's not like the typical thing they're gonna win for, like because they got hip hop. So everybody know the black schools gonna get busy in hip hop. But when the black schools do the ballet, or they do the lyrical, or they do the what's it called, the aerial,
the salsa,
contemporary, Afro,
that. So like my daughter wins on all those, and I love it. But I love it. I love seeing it, and I'm glad you show up. What's the name of the dance school, bro?
It's Tiffany and Company Academy of Dance. It's in Hamilton, New Jersey, but I mean she just moved from like Trent right to the border of Hamilton. And they actually they go into nationals now in July in Orlando, Florida. I just want to give a shout out to my daughter, Alea, and like I said, down to the school. I know I can put my cash app out there to help get her to national.
Definitely. How old is she?
She's 11 and a half.
What's the cash app?
It's MD Johnson,
Hold on.
2004.
Let me write it down, man. I'm gonna put some money in there, man, because I know how expensive it is. Believe me, being a dance dad is expensive than a mother effer. Okay, what is it?
Yep, it's Michael, D as in David, Johnson, 2004.
All right, bro. I throw a little bit of money in there.
All right, appreciate it. Y'all have a great one.
Good luck to your baby girl.
All right, thank
you.
Hello, who's this?
You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to this kid from the Diaz area.
Good morning, mama. Get it off your chest.
Good morning. I just wanted to say good morning to everyone. Is Jess there today?
Good morning, girl.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good.
My mom, she run a business, a banana pudding business. I just wanted to give her a shout out. Peach Pudding Treat on IG. You're in the Baltimore area. Angelique's Pieces, she at all locations. Kichi's Pizza, she at all locations. I just want to give my mom a shout out. Follow Scoop on IG, man.
Salute to your mom out there making people in Baltimore fat.
There you go, Charlamagne. There you go, that's all you do.
Gotta send some of them desserts up here, y'all. Y'all gotta send some desserts up here.
I got you. She had 15 locations.
Well, congrats to her.
Yeah, congratulations, mama. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Balling. She got 15 locations.
15 locations. So I just want to give Mom Dukes a shout out. She's running a sale right now. You're in the DMV area, Southeast, got a big head, Mama's Kitchen. That's all she's put to.
All right, well, have a good one, Keita. Salute to Mom Dukes.
That's what's up.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Everything with me is blessed.
Call up now. 800-585-1051.
Not just me. I'm what the culture feeling.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Nikki calling from Florida. How are y'all doing this morning?
What's up, Mama? Get it off your chest.
Okay, so it's actually mainly Jess that I wanted to talk to.
What's up?
Jess, are you there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jess, I saw your show in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
You were like, oh my gosh, you're so tiny. I told you, I'm an OG fan. I'm so glad that you're rebranding on YouTube. But all the comments I'm seeing, we all miss House of Jewels.
I promise you that's coming back. It's about finding the time to play all 6 characters again. I got you.
I know it. And then I know a lot of people missing the baby mama versus the girlfriend.
I still do those. I still do those. I just don't put them on YouTube, but I'm going to put them on YouTube. I still do those every now and then.
Okay, good. Good morning, gentlemen. I didn't want to, just include y'all.
Peace.
It's all good.
But anyway,
thank you, boo.
I just wanted to tell everybody Jess did amazing at her show in Orlando.
Yes.
If you're going to her show for Mother's Day weekend, please. You will not be disappointed. Her, Desi, was amazing. Speaking of Desi, I watched you in Flood. Baby girl, you killed it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What's Flood?
Flood
Very welcome. I told you, I am a diehard Jess fan.
Yeah, OG Jess fan, she said.
And I love that girl.
Thank you, Mama.
And
I appreciate you.
Please, if you guys are going to Jess, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed with Desi. Just keep doing your thing, baby girl. I love to see you. I just love to see you growing up.
Thank you, honey.
What's Flood now?
So Flood is an action movie that me and Desi did. It's actually Desi's movie, and it's on Amazon, and it's also on Tubi. It's called Flood, just FLOOD. It's an action joint. It's all black production, everything. It's really, really dope.
What about the one that y'all doing called Stud? When that's coming up?
I don't have a movie called Stud coming out ever.
You should. That'd be fantastic. It'd be
Okay, good,
hilarious.
because you look like one now.
Definitely. Hello.
Yes.
I am dressed like a stud this morning.
Especially the ones that set it off. You look like you about to go rob a bank,
No,
bro.
I'm dressed like Chris Rock daddy, and everybody hates Chris. Remember?
Oh my God, yes, Terry Crews.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Hello. Who's this?
Hey, man, what's up, man? It's King.
What's up, brother? Get off your
King
chest.
of all black.
What up?
King of all blacks. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Charlamagne, man? I love you, man.
I appreciate you, King, man. How you?
Good. I was thinking, man, P. Diddy, I hope he beats this case. I really do. Because he's been treated unfairly all the way through up till now.
Who treated him unfairly?
The media, the prosecutors, the whole thing. He didn't even get a bail.
Yeah, he didn't get a bail. I don't know if the prosecutors have treated him unfairly, but it is very hard. I hate when I see these things played out in the court of public opinion. I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but in all fairness, y'all was helping too, man. Y'all be kicking that back in.
I mean, listen, the jokes be funny. Like, you can't sit here and tell me some of these stories aren't hilarious.
And did he know a lot of this stuff is funny, too?
Funny,
yes.
He knows. He in there. They probably got jokes for him, too. His back probably already kicked in.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
Did he
say, I do the kicking?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did he say, I do the kicking?
But can't you feel that he's going to beat it? Like, can't you feel the vibe going towards his way?
We don't know
I have
none of
no
the
idea.
evidence.
You want to know something else, King of all blacks? I be forgetting what he's even on trial for because of all of the stuff that's out there in the media. Like all of the other stories
All
we heard.
he has to say,
oh boy,
all Puffy has to say is to say I'm a freak. I do the craziest stuff, but I didn't do that.
Yeah, but why?
That's all he got to say?
And that new black woman that he has on his case is she's a sexual survivor. She's
a sexual assault survivor.
Yes, sexual assault survivor, and she's going to be the key to him winning this case.
Okay.
But you said but King of all blacks, you said he didn't do that. That's my point. I don't even know what that is anymore. What is that? Because
you know what that is. That is. They are hitting him with white man crimes. You know what I'm saying? When he's just some black dude that likes to party. But they hitting him with sex trafficking and all. He ain't sex trafficking nobody.
Okay.
Whoever wanted to be there wanted to be there.
So if Diddy's listening right now, how would you tell him to defend this, brother?
I'm a freak. I like to get defecated on. I like baby on. I like go to the. He should go over the limit. How depraved he is, but I didn't do that.
Okay,
but I still don't know what that is. I'm not even joking when I say this. I'm really confused about this case.
He probably don't know either.
Nobody
knows
because they're using the Cassie tape in court, but he's not charged with that. So I'm really confused about what he's in jail for at this time.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Lauren LaRosa. You got the latest with Loren coming up? What we talking about?
We do. I actually, I heard we did the Tyree. I was hearing us do Tyree Nichols at the top of Front Page News.
Yep.
And I was actually speaking to Ben Crump as we were doing it. And you know Ben Crump's team has been supporting Tyree Nichols' family legally. And he explained a lot more some like background information to me. I want to get into more of where Morgan left off at with why this ruling was even, why these men are being found not guilty when we all watched that video.
You don't want to call in, Ben Crump?
He said he's not able to. I tried.
Oh, okay.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We going to see Kendrick tonight, goddammit. Turn our mic on. We going to see Kendrick tonight.
Yep, Kendrick will be performing at MetLife in New Jersey tonight.
Oh my God, we're mobbing as a family.
Yes. Oh my God, you're going?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you wearing that, Charlamagne?
No.
I was going to say, because Lauren literally had that on the other day.
They share outfits.
That's my brother. We share clothes.
Y'all work at Jiffy Lube so bad.
Jiffy Lube.
I hope it don't rain, though.
Well,
it's supposed to rain tonight. You know,
it's
outdoor
outside. Yeah, it's outdoor.
We not
outside.
Wait.
We not outside, but when they perform, they outside.
I was going to say...
No, please.
It's definitely gonna rain.
Yo,
it's definitely gonna rain
Thank
tonight.
God for Lauren's wig.
She'll cover everybody.
If Loren wig get wet, it'll look like MetLife got a roof. Like,
got a dome. It's got a big dome over
the roof is dome. on fire. Let's get into the latest for I Punch Y'all in the Face.
Hey.
What?
Loren become on the street.
That was worse than Safari.
She gets them from somebody.
You're definitely not a rapper. She gets the details.
I'm a homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LaRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
So the news broke that we covered in front page news as well that 3 former Memphis police officers have been found not guilty in the death of Tyre Nichols. The officers were acquitted Wednesday, May 7th of all state charges, including second-degree murder. Now, as you guys remember, Tyre Nichols was beat to death, and there was video of this after an alleged traffic stop. There was like a lane change violation that they tried to say they pulled him over for. Now, I reached out to attorney Ben Crump, who is, one of the legal attorneys for the Nichols family, and he tells me obviously the family is devastated. This makes no sense. They did speak out in a press conference prior to this, and they said the same thing. But my first question to him is, how is this able to happen? Everybody saw that video. We knew of the alleged, well, it's not even alleged now because they've been convicted of it and they will be sentenced for it, of them trying to cover it up and make things look different than how they actually went down. How
you
did
said
this
they
happen?
will be sentenced for it?
Yes, and I'm going to explain that. So there's state charges and there's federal charges. So even though these men were found or were acquitted on the state level, on the federal level, they still are looking at witness tampering because of all of the different things that were done in the beginning of this to try and cover up what was happening. But even with that, like in the federal case, they're looking at like probation or maybe up to 10 years in prison, but you don't know until they're sentenced. But the issue and the reason why this is problematic, even though they are looking at some time on the federal side, is that the constitutional rights that were violated, which is when we have a conversation about Tyre Nichols' death and who was responsible for that, they totally are. No one's going to be held responsible for that, because even on the federal side, the charge, the harsher charge, which was that civil rights charge leading to death, was lessened to bodily injury. This is also problematic, and one of the conversations that I was having with Attorney Crump is the fact that they changed the jury. So the jury that decided on this state case was a jury from outside of Chattanooga, Tennessee. They took about 8.5 hours to figure out what the verdict was going to be, and people were really upset about that, because if you think
that's
about
not a jury of your peers, if they're from out of state, right?
Exactly. So the whole jury of your peers thing was not honored according to Ben Crump and how Tyre Nichols' family feels, because exactly what you said, Charlamagne, and also too, this was a predominantly white jury. So you have a predominantly white jury, and one of the conversations that I was having also with Attorney Crump is you got to think about where the administration is right now. With Trump and the whole "we love police" conversation, you put in a majority white jury to figure out what happened in this case. It's just not fair at all. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out as well too is that this is very similar to, and Attorney Crump he's so diligent in how he breaks this down. I wish he could have called in. It's very similar to what happened in the Rodney King beating, when you talk about the jury and how, the prosecutors came in and said, or the defense comes in and says, we can't get a jury of a proper jury if it stays here locally, because the people who live here are not going to be able to judge without a bias. And so then you bring in this other jury, and it just, everything that you're looking at in a case like this has to do with a lot of the community stuff. Like, this is a black young boy. There was a lane change that happened. He was, according to how people looked at this, hunted down by this police unit. The police are saying, like, you have the state is saying, well, the police, this was a corrupt unit. I think they were called like the Scorpion unit. They're like, oh, this is a corrupt unit. They're blaming them. The police officers are saying, no, we followed the rules. So no one wants to take blame for it. And that's why, of course, people are upset, because with these men, they're not going to walk completely, but just this alone is a smack in the face. Somebody lost their life.
You said that a couple of times. How are they so sure that they're not going to walk completely? How are you so sure about that?
I don't know that answer myself, but according to Attorney Crump, at least 3 men will face jail time.
And they got to go to Supreme Court to try to get this case done again. But my thing is, will the Supreme Court do it? Because will the Supreme Court look at it like it was a black brother that passed away? It was a black unit. So what racism would have to do with that? You know what I mean? As far as the jury is concerned.
Oh, they're up for hate? They're not for hate?
No. Because they're basically saying it wasn't a jury of their peers. There were white people on the So if not a racial play, how would that change?
You were asking, were they up for a hate crime?
No, that's what I thought Envy was saying.
No, so the only thing close to that was trying to happen is they were trying to get these men convicted on a civil rights related charge that would have been a charge related to his death. But that's what I was mentioning. That got dropped in the federal court. So even when they go to federal court, they're looking at this time still, but it's not going to be as harsh as it should be because that got dropped to violating his civil rights causing bodily injury, not death.
And the sad thing is they let this go so long, people really forgot about it. Like what Charlamagne said earlier, like I thought this was been over.
Yeah.
I didn't think, I honestly just forgot about it.
I forgot
I can't
all
even
about
sit here and say I thought it was over. I just literally forgot about it. I remember it being a real big deal when it first happened because in my mind, I couldn't believe that a bunch of brothers would do that to another black man. And we have so many conversations about we need more black officers who understand the black community, but so much happens in the world since 2023. I really just
I forgot all about
this situation.
Me too.
Yeah, and I wanted to take a minute too to shout out Christian Clark from the Biden administration because the federal charges, like the charges that are going to stick, she fought a lot to make sure that that Tyre Nichols' family would even have that to fall back on.
But why do I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know why are you so sure that these charges are going to stick on the federal level?
I don't think that because they were lessened is honestly the only reason in my opinion. If they were actually going for what they should be going for, which is the fact that someone died, I don't think that they would stick the same. But they were lessened to the violating his civil rights resulting in bodily injury. So I think something will stick, but we just don't know for a fact what will and who it will stick on. But I did ask Attorney Crump, so you don't think all of these people will walk? He said he believes at least 3 of the gentlemen will go to jail. He just cannot pinpoint which 3 and what the sentence will look like.
Y'all got more faith in the system than I do because if that was the case, nobody would be surprised that they got found not guilty now.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Like, why is everybody?
But I guess they're saying the charges are lessened, so it's easier to prosecute them. I guess that's what he was trying to say, but. Like I said, I don't have that much faith.
As we wrap up, the civil case is still pending. His family does have a civil case out. And Tyre Nichols' birthday is coming up on June 5th, so they will be doing a big rally because they do feel like, at this point, people they don't even know that this is happening anymore. Right. So that will happen on June 5th in Memphis as well, too. So.
Okay. All right, well, that is the latest with Loren. When we come back, we got front page news, and then 106 in Park reunion. AJ, Rocsi, Diaz, and Terrence J will be here. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. You're locked into the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back to some front page news. Now, some quick sports. The Knicks beat the Celtics last night, 91-90. They lead the series 2-0. The Thunder destroyed the Nuggets 149-106. Jesus, that series is tied 1-1. And the Golden State Warriors play the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight, but Steph Curry will miss at least a week after suffering a hamstring strain. So he'll be out for a week.
It don't make no sense for a team to score 149 points and they're not an all-star team. Right? Those are all-star team numbers, man. 149 points?
That's crazy.
They had 87 points in the first half. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, y'all. Hey, so I want to correct something that I said in the last segment about how long it takes for a new pope to be voted on. Now, traditionally, I said a few weeks or a week or so, and traditionally the conclave has varied in length, but most recent conclave says it has taken about 2 to 3 days, and of course, this is day 2, so hopefully, like you said, MV, the new pope will surface, and maybe he will be a New Yorker, and he can watch the game. Who knows? I don't know. And to answer the question of the caller, the jury in the Tyre Nichols trial did appear to be all white, so jury of your peers, maybe they were police officers. But
you got an all-white jury for 3 black cops.
So back into front page news, the Federal Reserve is leaving interest rates unchanged, but he has also said there's a lot of positivity around the economy despite the future being uncertain. Let's take a listen to Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell make these comments following the announcement.
My colleagues and I remain squarely focused on achieving our dual mandate goals of maximum employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. Despite heightened uncertainty, the economy is still in a solid position. The unemployment rate remains low, and the labor market is at or near maximum employment. Inflation has come down a great deal, but has been running somewhat above our 2% longer run objective.
So it comes as recent economic reports have sent mixed signals on the state of the economy. Inflation still remains above the central bank's target of 2%, not to mention tariffs implemented by the White House remain in place, including the 145% tariff against China. But who knows, that could be, again, like I talked earlier about Trump's announcement.
Hey, Morgan, one thing one thing they're not going to do is lie to people about their pockets. You know what I'm saying? You can tell us all of these different things about the economy. The GDP is this and inflation is this, but people know how their pockets feel. That's the same thing the Biden administration used to do. The Biden administration used to say, oh, the economy is good. You know, the stock market is high. I ain't got no goddamn stocks. Okay? But so you can't lie to people about how their pockets are feeling.
Yeah, transportation is another one that seemingly you can't pull the wool over each other's eyes. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is set to announce today his plan for overhauling the nation's air traffic control system. This comes amidst continuing delays at Newark Liberty Airport, resulting from communication blackouts and a shortage of air traffic controllers. Now, Duffy has offered glimpses of the plan, saying in recent interviews the system would have new telecom, new radars, and new infrastructure. Last week, air traffic controllers screeners at Newark went dark for 30 seconds. I believe it's actually 90 seconds, cutting off all communication between airplanes and controllers. Duffy blamed the outage on a frail system. This comes at the same time that most airports reportedly said that Real ID on the first day was smooth. Reports from several major airports indicate smooth implementation with minimal passenger disruption. Officials say passengers without a Real ID may still be able to fly, but will face additional screening and will have to wait in a separate line. Now, all Real ID cards are marked with a star in the upper right-hand corner, regardless of what state they are issued in. Patty Mancha, who is with the TSA, she's a TSA spokeswoman out of Texas. She says the only way to get through security without a Real ID is to be interviewed by an agent. Let's take a listen to her comments.
What TSA will do is we will work with the traveler to try to get identity verification. This is not a fast process, and it's also not a guaranteed process. We will ask you a series of questions. It's much like a credit check, and we will work with you to try to verify your identity.
So she goes on to say, if you don't have a Real ID and need to fly, she says, come to the airport a little earlier than normal, and you can also use your passport as well. So hopefully this Real ID thing will not impact too many travelers and put too many delays, because it does look like the summer season is upon us, and I know a lot of people are looking to travel. So, but that's your front page news, y'all. Y'all can follow me on socials at Morgan Media, and for more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank you.
Peace, Morgan.
All right.
Thank you, Morgan. Now, when we come back, AJ, Terrence J, and Rocsi Diaz will be joining us. The 25th anniversary of 106 in Park reunion is going to be held at the BET Awards, and we're going to talk to them next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is in the building as well. And we got some special guests in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We got some family. We got Roxy Diaz.
This is people's childhood in here.
We got Terrence J.
Yes, I'm so excited.
We got the other guy, AJ. You know AJ.
Shout out to Hampton Institute.
Oh, man.
Damn.
This is all my family. I'm just joking. This is all my family. We got AJ, Roxy, and Terrence. Welcome, guys.
What up?
What up? How y'all feeling?
Good.
Good.
Amazing.
106 in Park.
Mm-hmm.
Like Charlamagne said,
years.
you guys were our childhood,
Absolutely.
our adult life growing up.
Definitely mine. I'm so excited, happy. Does it feel like it's been that long?
Envy's older than us.
I know, that's all
so
I'm
what are you talking about our childhood?
That's why I said people's childhood.
That was our childhood.
People do that all the time.
Free and AJ, that was our
grown
childhood.
as hell when Free and AJ was on TV.
What year was that?
2000.
Okay, well, I was grown.
No, that happens all the time. I'm in the store and people got walkers and they're like, yo, I grew up watching you. I was like, you were grown.
That's what it felt like, I guess. It felt like that.
But y'all are celebrating 25 years.
Yeah.
Wow. With a reunion at the BET Awards.
Yes.
People always say, what era was better? The Free and AJ era or the Roxy and Terrence J era? I'm just curious.
You know, I think different generations grew up with different hosts, and so everybody likes to pick favorites. But when it comes to all of the hosts together, we just know that we're part of this amazing family that, you know, was able to be such an influence on the culture that, you know, to this day, to be honest with you, to this day, I still get more people that like are from the 106 and Park family that are now our A-list celebrities and stars that come up here,
Right.
you know, because of those connections from then that, you know, they stick with you for so long. So we're just so appreciative of the foundation that we were able to come from and build.
And there was no platform for black and brown people.
No.
Like there was not, especially not a prime time when that was getting numbers.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Back then, and it was crazy because we honestly didn't know what we were creating. BET was looking for a host at that time. They already knew Free. Well, Free was already picked. And actually, shout out to George Daniels, George's Music Room. He introduced me to BET executives, and I took them around, that's how it all happened. Took them to a couple of the parties, and then they had me audition, and literally like 3 weeks later, I was on live television, Green. Crazy.
How difficult was it for you? Because you didn't have any history in that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I was getting a lot of hate. You had I can't even remember their names. The morning shows were coming after me.
I remember.
It was nuts. But honestly, which one BET had?
They used to call you the Predator.
The Predator. Long hair, like they killed me.
They killed you. I remember that.
No, but honestly, I gotta give it up for Stephen Hill because he had my back. And then, long story short, the same dude that was talking all that mess, I ended up running into him at the Garden, and he's like, "You know what's all fun and games? Will you manage me?" Wow. And I was like, "Aren't you the same?" And what happened was BET had just put a big spend with them, but they were like, they had a commercial to get me fired off the show.
Damn.
I
on
know
the radio station.
I remember that.
Wow.
Oh no, it was crazy. It was, but anyway,
I took care of that for you, light work. We'll talk about that later.
Thank you, DJ MV.
Took care of that for you.
No, but to answer the question, to go back to this question, there's no competition. There's no. I mean, honestly, these two people right here held it down for a longer time, and with a lot of pressure on them. So to be able to do that and to hold it down with style and grace, gotta like take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
How seamless did Free and AJ make the transition process?
We were gone.
So yeah, there was a period. They were already gone. Tigger and Jaleesa were super gracious, and Mad Links and everybody that was around at that time were gracious. But it was challenging. You know, we stepped into these iconic shoes with people that we grew up watching. So there was a lot of initial hate, and
we came from nowhere because we were part of a new face search. You know, a competition, a challenge. So it was like Terrence and I really leaned on each other because we both knew that nobody understood what we were going through more than each other because we never had done television before. I came from a radio background and he did radio as well. But we won a contest to host the biggest show on a network. And
that was a big deal. Everybody named Mama wanted to
I had thousands of dollars of student debt to pay back from North Carolina A&T, and was sleeping on Fred's couch at the time down in his basement. And so we were just trying to hustle to make it, and we just had this dream and ambition. And so to see the show go to where it went and to be a part, we were a part of all these iconic moments, all of us, right? From when Michael Jackson passed to when Barack was a senator, when Obama was a senator, all of these landmark things.
Trayvon Martin's face.
There you go. Look at the show.
Madonna tried to make out with Terrence.
And it became global. So anywhere we went,
Yes, Tyra.
Halle Berry
Tom Cruise jumped on the
Free
couch
with the catwalk.
Aaliyah. Kobe Bryant, like all these.
We've had moments.
moments.
When y'all left the show, AJ, did BET even tell y'all? Or did y'all find out on MySpace, or in the blog?
Everybody wants to know about that.
Like we did. Like,
she said, "Yeah."
Because from what I read, leaving the show there was behind the scenes, like you felt like creatively things weren't right.
I'm turning around at BT like
no, it was
online. It was like
our
contract
decision.
stuff. It was creatively.
It was our decision.
But why?
Yeah, why?
It was time. I mean, back then, it was time. I'll just say that. Or can I say, wait, maybe there's a book coming out? I don't know. Possibly.
So we'll finally get the answer.
Maybe. I mean, the answer was it was time. For me personally, it was time. I made the decision, honestly, that evening. It was my last contractual day. And, I walked in you know how they do the prep office? I walked in the office, all the producers were there. I was like, it's my last day. Whatever we're prepping, it ain't going to work. And they thought I was playing because I played all the time. And that was actually my last day. And it was crazy because I still remember Mariah Carey's "Shake It Off" was like the new joint of the day.
That's crazy.
And that's when I was like, I'm making the right decision.
Did you and Free plan that
I don't
together?
know.
Okay.
That means no.
Got you.
Can I say something real quick about Free though? Because you guys asked the question about the transition. Free has always been that girl's girl. And she reached out to me because she knew, she was like, okay, girl, there's the curse of the couch.
Amazing.
And
Yeah,
this
Free
is
was
what's going to happen and this is what you're going to go through. And Free held she held my hand through a lot of stuff that went there. So nobody get, and all of the girls, we're all close, but like the women of 106 in Park have always kept in touch. And like, to this day, I mean, Julissa and I just went on vacation. Keisha Shante and I go to the same nail salon and, see each other. And me and Free talk all the time. So
I love Free.
Just for reference on that, like, kudos to Free because she really, really, really looked out for all the girls. And for us, she always calls us Free Angels. She's like, y'all are my girls. I'm like, all right, Free. But she really is a girl's girl and really, really, really looked out. I mean, even to like, who the best hair and makeup person was at one, like those things that you don't know, especially when you're not on TV, you don't know these things. So shout out to Free.
We're still kicking it with AJ, Terrence J, and Roxy Diaz. Charlamagne?
How long did it take y'all to get chemistry, like between you and Free AJ, and also between you and Terrence Roxy?
Ours was kind of instant.
Yeah,
Again, we came in through new faces, so we came in through a whole different.
Roxy's
we had no
really
choice.
easy to work with in that way, though. It was seamless. So. And again, it was that the world was just different, and we were so hungry to just be able to pay our rents on time and just be able to, do these interviews and
we were having fun.
Yeah, we were having fun. Our life was changing. We were in our 20s. It was great. It was a great time when I look back at it.
Yeah. Again, like Terrence and I were a different situation because there really didn't have to be a chemistry test. We were so happy to get the show. And like, I remember when we had the phone call with Steven and he was like, so y'all are the hosts. And we're like, wait, what? And I had the worst audition process that whole week. Like, it was terrible. So the fact that he even got to where it was, but.
So you didn't even know you didn't even think that you had it after auditioning?
Not at all. Well, because it was like 10 of us that did new faces.
Yeah.
And then they picked 5 to stay on the network. So even to have made it to the 5, I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy.
It's always been a blessing.
Yeah.
I
and
mean,
then,
we grew up watching,
Yeah,
right.
you never thought. We didn't even know that was up for grabs. We didn't know that they were looking for the new host of 106. We had no idea. Tigger and Julissa were doing the thing.
Do you remember the conversation I had with you when you started? And I told you to diversify, do all the stuff.
Yes, you did. You were always very, gracious and very, the way you passed the torch. You take it was a lot of.
Well, he took it to another level.
TJ, absolutely. He hustles. TJ hustles.
Like honestly, because I remember the conversation. I privately, I've said this to you, and I'm saying it publicly. Like, you literally took it to another level, and that is a beautiful thing because it opens up for so many people. And I know you walk the street and people are like, I'm in news because of you. I'm in entertainment because of you. You know what that show did. Probably the craziest thing, and it's actually happened more than once. I had a guy come up to me and literally almost break down in tears and say he's alive because of 106.
Damn, what episode was that?
He said, no. Honestly, he was like, he wanted to be inside to watch 106, and all of his friends were on the corner, and they shot up the corner and killed all of his friends. So literally every one of his friends died.
That's crazy.
He was like, I'm the only one alive.
Wow.
So just the impact of bringing kids inside.
That's true, yeah.
From the, because the streets are crazy at times.
That's why to sit down and watch it. I looked up a fact.
Appointment television. That's funny to think about.
600,000 views per episode on minimum you guys were having during AJ and Free on 106 and Park. According to Google, that's a lot of people sitting at one time.
And you had to watch it because there wasn't no internet. So you
there was no social media. There was no internet. There wasn't like TiVo and all that stuff. Really was crazy. The commercial, I forget who made the commercial. I'd love to remember that because the kids were dropping the bikes. Like 106 Park is on.
Yeah. So when I was in elementary school, they used to play it for us in the cafeteria on a projector. Like, you hear like gym would be everybody's favorite. Nah, lunch was everybody's favorite, period, because we used to watch 106 and Park and eat our food. Well, I never ate the food, it was trash. But 106 and Park was cafeteria time, lunchtime, every day.
That explains so much about Baltimore. That's what they were
Excuse
teaching
me?
y'all in school.
Here we go.
Listen, and in prisons. I mean,
Oh my God, the
like
jail
prisons,
mail.
you can't.
I
There was
so much
crazy jail mail.
mail. So much jail mail.
You could have
Shout out
changed
to
off of
everybody who wrote to
BET.
me when they was locked up.
We used to get crazy jail mail. We still do. Like that?
Funniest story ever, honestly.
Oh, you don't get no more jail? Oh, you jealous? You don't get no more jail mail?
You don't get jail mail? You doing a guy drew Envy naked one
I was
time?
doing
a guy drew a picture of Envy naked in mail.
Wait, I got questions.
I don't know. I hope he's still locked up because now I'm going to come and see me.
I'm gonna give y'all a crazy, honest story. I was at an event. Deborah Lee was there. Martha Stewart was there. I shouldn't be telling this story. And Deborah wanted to
And he
meet
goes
Martha.
on.
Deborah wanted to meet Martha, and I had interviewed Martha on Extra a couple times, and I was like, I know Martha. She's super cool. So I brought her over. And I was like, Deborah Lee, this is Martha Stewart. And Martha was like, oh my God, I love BET. When I was locked up, that's all I could watch. And she ran out. She was like, Rap City, 106 and Park, like Comic View. She read like
so funny.
Deborah almost fell. It was
That's so
it was
funny.
a hilarious moment. It was a
How did
hilarious.
y'all deal with? Because I was just saying before y'all came in, but after 106 and Park, the only other place I can think of that has those cultural moments that people remember, good or bad, is Breakfast Club.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
now,
That's why you got the job. Thank you.
no, I brought that up because I was saying we got the internet, so it's like when moments happen here, it's super huge. With y'all, it was happening on TV, but then like turn your TV off, you go home, or did you what or not? Right? How did y'all handle those moments? Like I know. There was like the Webby thing that happened. Rocsi, Terrence, y'all, you walking off stage, Rocsi, y'all here together now. We would love to hear about that as well. But
Terrence
handling those
protects me at all costs, and that's what I'm gonna say. And I'll protect him at all costs. And I don't like bringing up anything that was like. That's not what I want to remember from the show because that's not even worth our time right now. The show was more about celebration than it was about drama. So those 360 days or whatever, because we were a 365 show, it was always, there's always things that would happen. But if there's one thing that I could say about this man right here is that he protected me, at all costs.
Listen, we're it's such a celebration now, right? And we'll pivot out, but listen, for me, Rox, like it was, anything that had to do with Roxy was always protection thing. But shout outs to Webby. It's love, man. This has been, decades. We're adults. We were growing up live on television daily.
Yeah.
Our level of emotional intelligence, our growth as human beings, what we were dealing with, we were literally growing up in front of everybody's eyes. So obviously we made mistakes. Obviously there's growing pains. There's things that we learned. But when we look back, it was this beautiful journey in time, this beautiful thing that we got to celebrate together. And when Scott Mills and the team said, hey, we want to celebrate 25 years of 106 and Park this year at the BET Awards.
Amazing.
He gave us the appetizer. We said, and we're going to pivot.
Yeah, so we're going to pivot.
Heard you, Terrence. Jay.
For a long time.
What else you working on, Terrence?
Listen, man, money talks, man.
What
We
else
just
you working on,
Listen,
What's next?
But I do remember when you walked off the set, you said it was a publicity stunt.
Charlamagne brought it back.
Yeah, that
You
was.
brought it back.
Yeah,
So,
again, only because I don't want people to think that was a real thing.
About me and him?
Yeah.
Oh, that,
We were blurring the lines of reality. This was early reality TV, right? We were blurring the lines. Me and Roxy were sitting in Steven's office and was like, why don't we, try this as a scripted thing?
Right.
We were coming up with creative. People were talking about it like it was,
real.
popping popcorn, right?
Yeah.
So it was, me and her have always been right here.
Yeah.
There was
never, ever, ever between me and him. And even to this day, like, protect him at all costs, at the end of the day.
And we never hooked up. And the only reason why I bring that up is because Roxy is such a professional that
you're such a professional.
Well, I appreciate
let
that.
me say this before y'all ask me. Okay.
I think
He said, "Let me say this before y'all ask me."
Yes.
Yeah, well, with women and sometimes you try to.
Yes.
That's not
I'm talking about the way he's handling the interview right now, and
No.
Yeah, she's a real, like she.
Calm down, Spicy. Calm down, Spicy.
No, because as a woman, she wants to understand why you took it away from her real quick. He threw it to her and then you took it away.
No, go ahead and finish, Terrence. I know what you're saying. And I know both of y'all are professionals.
I think I
Charlotte's
said
giving
what
flowers
needed
out.
to be said. The show was special. special, and we're just so happy that we get to celebrate it.
25 years.
25
BET Award.
Now, the crazy time when y'all were coming up, I feel like New York in the 2000, 2005, 2010 was a bunch of people coming up at the same time. So we all ran with each other.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was dope. We all looked out for each other. We all cared about each other. We all moved in the same circle. So it's like watching y'all now, it's like y'all brothers and sisters to me because we were all there. We were in fights. We were doing this. Like, we did it all together. And God, there was no cameras back then to tape
Thank
us.
God.
My Lord.
Thank God.
Everybody.
Charlamagne tried to fight me.
Charlamagne tried to fight you? Charlamagne tried to fight you?
Charlamagne tried to fight you?
These two used to not go.
No, I love Charlamagne.
That's my
I
guy.
don't even remember what happened.
Where did this happen?
It ended with a hug.
I can tell you-
It ended with a hug. It ended with a hug.
Yes, I used to be on Wendy's show, and I used to be gunning Terrence and Rocsi, right?
Yep.
And so I was up there with Wendy.
Being messy, just like your godfather.
Shut up. And so Terrence came up to me and tried to shake my hand, and I said, I can't shake your hand because I know I'll be talking about you, and that would be fake of me. So Terrence sat down, he put his hat on backwards, he said, you know what? Yeah, I respect that, but it ain't me. So I really be wanting to punch you in the face for what you be saying about my co-host. And I was like, bro, you up in here. And then everybody was like, y'all go in the bathroom and talk. And that's what we did. You went in the bathroom and talked. But he was protecting Rocsi. He didn't even care about what I was saying about him. He was protecting Rocsi.
But who won the
And
fight?
TJ would always take his shirt off. TJ's shirt will always be off, right? Right before he's about to fight. TJ and Fred would not have his shirt off. And that's how you know they're about to fight.
He's a different guy now.
TJ, and I see no shirt on TJ. Yo, go help TJ. Help TJ.
Me and Terrence never fought. And if I saw Terrence in a fight now, I would help Terrence.
Lord, when we
100%.
left the room, it ended with a hug. I have so much respect for Charlamagne then and now. What Charlamagne has done is incredible. And it was respect. And I think that started our friendship. It was like we had that moment and then we dapped it up, and it was so much respect after that.
Y'all almost did a show together, right? Weren't you producing
Terrence
the show?
was EP in it.
Yeah.
It was me, Duval, and Angelina.
Yeah.
We actually shot the pilot for BT.
Yep, State of the Union.
I remember that.
A lot of it was jealousy, though. I'll be honest. Like I remember walking up to Terrence one time at this is when y'all was in Harlem at Mission Impossible, and I had just got with Wendy, and I don't know why I wasn't appreciating my blessing at that time because I'm with Wendy, and I'm like, yo, one day I'm gonna take your job. For no reason.
You walked up and said,
I remember that. I remember that. But I didn't take it like that, man. When I saw you and looked in your eyes, I saw that there was a hunger there, and I saw that there was an ambition there, and I just felt like as black men, it wasn't our job to tear each other down. I'm happy that you're
come
successful.
And get it, this policy you doing now?
I did. But New York was competitive, and when we walked down the street, it was like
this is a different side of TJ because back then TJ would get into it. Like
I can't imagine that.
all the time.
He's a zen. Terrence and Fred ain't backing down from nobody. I don't know about this line he talking about, but them two, they was a line. And Free told me to tell y'all I love them deep, and ain't nothing like being a part of the 106 fam alongside AJ, Rocsi, TJ, Tigger, Jaleesa, Bao, and Keisha. See y'all at the award show, you dig?
Yes.
So now what are y'all doing at
And
the
she
awards?
told
Let's
me,
break that down.
and she also told me to keep asking AJ where Free is.
I get asked that. Stop. She didn't say that. No, I know she gets asked. How many times do you get asked that? I get asked that at
You gotta
least
make things up.
5 times a day.
They ask me that all the time and just say wild stuff.
The
Like
time.
he's getting that change.
I could be in Africa. They'd be like, where's Free?
Like he's getting a change.
Y'all know that, right? Free during Free's time, Free was Free herself, her name and her she was like one of the most popular names of I don't know what list it was that came back in the world. Like Free
iconic.
Every black man in America
man.
had Free with the King magazine cover with Free on the front.
Damn.
Yeah,
absolutely.
King magazine.
So your question the 25th?
Oh, so what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing for 106?
Helping yourself. Go ahead.
The BET Awards. What are you guys doing at the BET Awards?
It's a celebration.
Everybody look at Terrence.
The BET Awards.
Oh, y'all hosting the show?
So, no. So it's a Kevin Hart is hosting. We are celebrating 25 years of this landmark show, BET's 106 in Park. We have a lot of surprises. There are going to be a lot of special announcements, and it'll be the first time all the hosts are coming back to be on stage together. It's going to be a beautiful reunion, and we're so humbled. We're so appreciative of this time in our life to be able to celebrate this together, it's amazing.
So I want to talk categories.
Okay.
Yes. So best new artist and album of the year categories. I want to talk about that right here on the Breakfast Club.
That's an easy call.
Who?
Best new artist is Doechii. It's not even close.
Best new artist is Doechii. I agree. Is she in the category? She should be in the category, right?
So best new artists, we have Ari Star, Big X the Plug, Bossman D-Lo, D-Bills, Leon Thomas, October London, Shabuzi, Teddy Swims, and for one, the group from New York.
You know, this is a tough category, and so many of these artists have been around, kinda, and it's just so many talented people.
I can say I'm a fan of a lot of them there.
Yeah,
So
Leon Thomas is
October London,
Shabuzi.
Teddy Swims. Teddy Swims, my goodness.
We had Teddy Swims.
Big X the Plug.
Shabuzi.
Big X the Plug has had a great year.
Arya Star
He was
too.
performing when the Eagles won the
love
Super
her.
Bowl at the
That's
after
right.
party.
Yeah,
Arya Star is another one. Yeah,
I love
Arya
Arya Star. So they're all so it doesn't even
Pick
feel
one.
like
This is a political answer.
This is happening here first on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I don't even feel like it's a new artist because they've been killing it so much.
Me too. That's why I thought Doechii would have been in that category.
I like Shabuzi. I think Shabuzi has had a hell of a year. His record was big. He's performed at Country Awards and Crossover Awards. Out of all of them, I like Shabuzi or Teddy Swims.
Yeah, I like Leon Thomas.
But it's black, so I got
I'm gonna say I love Teddy Swims, but y'all don't feel like if it's Teddy Swims, people gonna be upset.
That's why I said Shabuzi.
Shabuzi.
That's why I said Shabuzi. Forget the white guy. Salute to Teddy. If he had a good year, he had a good year.
Yeah,
But it's the
I
BET
love him.
Awards.
I love him.
Teddy did have a good year.
Because BT
Had a
and Big
good
X the
year.
Plug.
Yeah. But I would do probably Shabuzi or Teddy
So
Swims.
AJ, you going Big X the Plug?
I like them all.
You seem to bump Big
He's
X
getting
the
into
Plug.
office.
I do like Big X the
Yes,
Plug.
I
My
do
son
too.
likes Big X the Plug.
So does mine.
like Bat
Big X
song when he
Plug is
goes
dope,
up,
yeah.
he's hitting.
Yes.
What about album of the year? So we got Some Sexy Songs for You, Drake and Party Next Door, 1111 Deluxe, Jess, Chris
already know
Brown,
what's
Alligator Bites Never Heal, our girl Doechii, Cowboy Carter, Beyonce, Glorious, Glorilla, GNX, Kendrick Lamar, Hurry Up Tomorrow, The Weeknd, and We Don't Trust You, Future and Metro Boomin.
They supposed to pick which one?
Now this category is real good.
Album of the year is
Don't
very
get
good.
political this. Whoever doesn't give an answer gotta take a shot.
It's only between two for me.
It's only one for me.
Yes,
There's only one.
whoever
There's
knows-
only one answer for that one.
What?
Y'all already know.
No.
Glorilla.
GNX.
Album of the year.
Glorilla. Glorilla or
Who's
Kendrick?
had the best year
Kendrick.
of any artist?
Glorilla or Kendrick?
Who's had
Chris
the-
Brown. Chris Brown for so many years. I knew you was thinking like me.
I say Kendrick.
Who has had the best year of any
It's
artist
Kendrick. It's
ever?
Kendrick. It's Kendrick. It's Kendrick.
Thank you.
Beyonce.
Thank
Okay.
you.
It's Kendrick.
Beyonce,
Thank you. It's
right.
Kendrick.
Thank you.
Terrence?
I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce.
Stay
That's right.
Whatever Terrence says.
Okay.
So that's my answer. I mean, Kendrick has had. I mean, he's on tour now with
Kendrick's
I'm
SZA.
going Kendrick or Doechii.
I'll say, yeah, I did not stop listening to Kendrick's album.
Right.
Not even
Exactly.
gonna lie.
Still.
Especially being in
Kendrick's,
LA.
this moment in time for Kendrick, I mean, it's kind of
like no other.
undeniable.
But I loved Chris's album too.
See?
Cannot even lie to Chris.
And
is just-
Doechii's album.
And Glorilla.
Yeah, Glorilla,
Females
And I love
Yeah.
Cowboy Carter,
Glorilla
so
too.
this is
All those albums are
challenging.
dope, but the year
This
Kendrick
is
has
all
had.
dope.
And
They're
I
all
love
amazing.
Future.
GNX,
So,
I
Yeah,
think
they're
is
all
what
dope,
they're
but the
saying.
year
all
Kendrick
dope.
has had is like you
Yes.
can't.
I'm
you
switching
can't
my
recreate.
my answer. Glorilla.
Well, listen, June 9th.
Popping champagne. We popping champagne early. We celebrating. We celebrating wins.
Yeah.
June 9th, 8 p.m. BET
That's
Awards.
right.
One thing I gotta put out there, and I haven't put
out.
out there, starting the podcast finally. Out of the park.life. Out of the park. OUTTATHEPARK.
You by yourself?
Dot life.
What you doing with?
You in free?
To be announced.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Now you went free? Where free at?
we're free at. We're free at.
Bring it every episode. Free is actually not here today.
All right, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Lauren becoming a street fat.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Lauren LaRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
All right, guys. So to start this segment, I do want to talk about if you guys are gonna, or not if, but when you guys gonna watch our interview that we did with AJ, Rocsi, and AJ, Rocsi, and Terrence J. In the interview, we talk about the best new artist category, and in that category, we had a conversation because what listed on the page, Doechii was not listed in best new artist. She was listed in the best, I think it was like best album, best rap album category, and I said
album of the year. Actually.
Album of the it was album of the the year. So I had said in the interview that I couldn't believe that Doechii wasn't nominated for, wasn't being nominated for Best New Artist, and we got some clarity on that. So I received a statement because BET just wanted to make sure that we were able to clarify that Doechii was actually recognized early in her career by the BET Awards for Best New Artist and back in 2023. So now in 2025, she's up for 6 awards, including Best Female Hip Hop Artist and Album of the Year. So,
makes sense.
That makes sense, but nowadays we be listening to artists for years before they get like a Best New Artist at an award show. That's why I thought she would be on.
I was never confused that she wasn't nominated for Best New Artist because I've been listening to Doechii for like 5 years now.
Yeah, Doechii was on Breakfast Club, 3 years ago?
Yeah. Well, they just wanted to make the point that they're not overlooking her. It's just that they were earlier. It happened earlier than this year, than all of the big hit. So in other news, you guys know Diddy is still in court. So today, Thursday, May 8th, no one's in court, but they will return on Friday, May 9th, and I'll be there as well too. And on Friday, May 9th, they're going to try and cut down this pool of 45 people into 12 jurors and 6 alternates that they need to begin the trial on Monday. Monday is where opening statements start. Monday's date is, because I know people don't watch this in real time sometimes, Monday, May 12th is when opening statements begin in Diddy's trial. Now, yesterday in court, Wednesday, May 7th, there was some issues with the jurors because it's hard to find people that are either not connected to not even just Diddy in the story at this point, but also to some of the attorneys in the room and the judge. So there was one juror that took issue with being selected. He came onto the stand and instantly you noticed, like you would notice in the court, that there was like a kind of like a little key that went down with him and the judge, and it's because he's actually litigated some cases with the judge. So of course he was dismissed, and the jurors said, like, I wouldn't be comfortable doing this because I think it may make it hard for me to litigate some other cases that I have coming up. So he was dismissed, but then and the judge kind of didn't really, not that the judge didn't care, but he wasn't upset about that mishap. But then there was another juror that came on the stand, or potential juror, and this juror disclosed the information that they actually work at MDC Brooklyn. Now, the issue with that is Diddy is currently locked up at MDC Brooklyn. He's been housed there since September.
So he could have got paid off. He could have got promised something, anything.
He could have insider conversations.
Exactly. So the issue with that, the obvious issue with that is what you guys just said. But the bigger problem that the judge had, and he took a minute to scold both sides, the prosecutors and Diddy's team, because he's like, y'all got to do better.
How to get this far? Yeah,
how did he get to the point where he's coming in front of the court and this is being put on record? Not only does it not look like, it doesn't look good, right? Like, it looks like there's laziness happening, but also too, y'all, this takes a lot of time. Like, we don't want to waste people's time here, so y'all have to do better because there can't be slips, and these accusations are very serious. We can't slip. Things can't slip. Now, another issue that they've been having, remember I told you guys about the new black woman attorney that is on Diddy's case?
Does she have a name? Because we keep saying the new black woman attorney.
Black woman attorney.
Say her name, damn it.
The new black woman attorney on Diddy's case. They built a statue of her in New York yesterday.
No, that's not her, because no, you talking about that statue of the woman that's a little thick. That's not her. The woman that I'm referring to, her name is Nicole Westmoreland, and remember I told y'all she's a beast at the examination, the cross examinations, according to her career history. Now that was one conversation, but now they're having a conversation about an attorney named Mark Garagos. Have you guys ever heard of him?
No.
Big business when it comes to this legal thing. His daughter is one of Diddy's lead attorneys on this case, right? But he's supposed to not be officially representing Puff, but it's seeming like he's been consulting the team or whatever. But he has this podcast that he does, and I believe he does it in a partnership with TMZ. And the podcast is called Two Angry Men. Him and Harvey Levin. Very fitting for Harvey. Now on that podcast, they break down. I'm being funny. On that podcast, they break down a bunch of different things, but of course they lean in legal stuff. And on that podcast a couple days ago, he got on there and called the prosecutors a 6-pack of white women. Now, it is all white women on the prosecutor side. We've talked about that. But the issue that the judge has with this is it seems like the prosecutors had with it is, number one, these are the white women he's talking about. But it seems like he is working with Puff's team. So if you are doing that, according to certain rules, you can't get in public and say and do certain things because it can sway a jury.
Team. He's not being paid. He hasn't been representing Puff.
Well, he was asked.
Does he have a retainer?
He was asked if he was advising Diddy in the case, and all he would say is that he frequently, that he talks to Diddy with great frequency. That's all he was saying.
Question. I don't know if he's part of the case. What's wrong with calling him a six-pack of white women?
Because he's inferring that because these are all white women on the jury, that based on race, white women are going to convict a black man because of the race component. That's what he's implying by keep pointing to the fact that it's all white women who are going to prosecute Puff.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have a retainer and he's not on quote unquote Diddy's official team, he should be able to say what he wants to say.
And why can't he just say that? Like, why do people got to be cute? Why can't he just say because of this?
I mean, even if he does get to it, and I'm sure that he's probably gotten to it on the podcast. I haven't listened to the podcast. That's an issue, according to the prosecutors, because he's a very prominent attorney. Your daughter is the lead attorney for Puff. In my opinion, even if you're not consulting, it's an issue because
facts are still facts.
But
observations are still observations.
But you can't. I can't. If I'm doing that on their team, I can't sway a jury's opinion. And obviously, the jury are seeing things because they keep getting on the stand and admitting that they're seeing it. But
I get you, but the jury got eyes. The jury can look and see. God dang, that's a sick pack of white women over there.
And rapping.
See, that's not right because the prosecutor could release all the things that they release, but he's not on the team and he's doing a podcast talking about it, and now it's a problem
because there's a gag order in place. But now I just want to wrap this up because we got to get out of here. The judge disagreed with Geragos, who said that the Supreme Court has said that defendants and their lawyers have a constitutional right to publicly defend themselves, so the attorney shouldn't be gag ordered in anything connected to this Diddy case. The judge said, nope, I don't agree with that, and he also threatened to hold Geragos in contempt of court if this happens again. So he says he's going to be listening to the podcast and nothing better slip.
Okay. All right. Well, that was the latest with Loren. Charlamagne, donkey today. Who you giving that donkey to?
Man, 4 after the hour, there is a woman named Trecolon Price that needs to come to the front of the congregation. And we really have to do something about these false accusations, but we'll discuss.
All right. And then after that, Jess Fix My Mess. If you're having relationship issues or problems, you can call Jess right now, 800-585-1051. It's the Breakfast Club.
And wait, I have an update for Jess With The Mess. Nobody ever did an update. Now, I usually get updates on Carefully Reckless on my podcast, but somebody had hit me up to give them an update on somebody that called up here and lied on their baby father. So we're going to get into it, yes.
Okay. All right. We'll get to that next, too. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
We want to know how you came up with the donkey of the day.
Tell her. Because you're mean.
I am not. What did I do? I made donkey of the day.
There's a bunch of donkeys out here in the street.
That is why Charlamagne is here.
If we live a life where we bite our tongue based off who we may offend, we never would say it.
You don't give a damn, don't throw it up. Hey! Give it to him. Give it to him.
On the Breakfast Club.
In the words of Charlamagne the God, he's a donkey. That was
Oh man, Charlamagne, you giving donkey of the day to who now?
Yes, donkey of the day for Thursday, May 8th goes to 25-year-old Trecolon Price. Trecolon Price has been arrested for falsely reporting a bomb threat at George Bush International Airport in Houston. Now, flying is already scary enough nowadays, okay? You go to the airport and you just pray to God that you can board your flight on time, that the plane takes off on time, no delays, and you make it where you're going in one piece, even though it is still very safe to fly, okay? The incidents we've seen this year, though, of planes crashing and wings catching on fire, planes landing upside down, all that got people shook, and I understand. So the last thing anybody needs in an airport is a person falsely reporting a bomb threat. Okay, we already got enough real issues at the airport that are disrupting things. We don't need people making up stuff. Now, I could give this woman donkey of the day for this alone, but no! The reason I'm giving her donkey of the day is much worse. Now, we don't have a news report, right? Okay, well, let me tell you what happened, goddammit. This woman, okay, Trecolon Price, called in an airport bomb threat to get back at her ex-boyfriend and also got him fired from his job, okay? In the charging documents, it says 25-year-old Trecolon Price is being charged for falsely reporting a bomb threat at George Bush International Airport in Houston. According to the document, the woman called the airport on January 4th to report that her 38-year-old ex-boyfriend, who was flying into Houston and was planning to fly to Cedar Rapids Airport in Iowa later that day, was going to bomb both locations. Okay. Lock her up. All right. Put her under the jail and let Kanye swallow the key. All right. You told police this man had a gun on him and a bomb and planned to shoot up and bomb the airport. I have no sympathy for women like this at all. Okay. I've seen too many men get their lives ruined, get killed because of females like this, all because you was trying to get back at him. Let me tell you something else, man. This man said this woman, Trecolon Price, cost him a job. The ex told police that Price allegedly called into his former job posing as a probation officer. okay, telling his employer that he had failed a urine test for drugs and instructed his employer to fire him. Then she later called back and admitted she wasn't a probation officer, and the employer, identified as a witness in the document, confirmed that the determining factor in the termination of the ex was the communications by defendant and the constant issues she was repeatedly causing. Oh my God. They say hell have no fury like a woman scorned. I don't know what this man did to you, but I don't care. Trecolon is dangerous. She don't need to be on the street. She needs to be far, far away from society and civilized people, because a person who is willing to lie on another person like this simply because they're mad is a danger to us all. This how you get people killed. Okay, you are keeping up the tradition of people like Carolyn Bryant Dunham, who falsely accused Emmett Till of whistling at her at a grocery store. Ruby Bates and Victoria Price, 2 white women who falsely accused 9 black boys of rape. Tawana Brawley, who falsely accused 4 white men of raping and kidnapping her. I have 0. When I mean 0, I'm talking Russell Westbrook, Gilbert Arenas, Damian Lillard, number 0. I have 0 remorse for women who falsely accuse men of anything. And I am extremely happy this woman is being charged with faking a bomb threat, but why isn't there a charge for falsely accusing the man? You cost him a job, and you potentially could have got him locked up or, God forbid, killed. You told police he had a bomb and a gun. The fact law enforcement just contacted him and had a conversation and realized that he had no intentions to bomb the airport, kudos to them. Round of applause, man, for them doing their job the right way. Because they could have ran down on him like his name was Saddam bin Laden. Okay? This isn't right. And it's not going to stop until these women start facing actual charges for these false accusations. And I believe the charge should be based on how big the lie is she tells. If it's a lie like this that could have got someone killed, then that woman should face a charge that is going to cost her her life, meaning a charge that would put her in jail forever if convicted. And depending what state, they should get the death penalty. That may sound harsh, but you know what else is actually harsh? Saying a man has a gun and a bomb when they don't. Getting a man sent to prison for something he didn't do. And you know what's really, really harsh? People being killed because of these false accusations. So please let Remy Ma give Trecolon Price the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw, hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
Sad, man.
That is really sad.
Horrible.
Her name's
because you just
Trecolon?
Trecolon.
She sounds like one of Elon Musk's kids.
She sounds like one of Elon Musk's kids. Sounds like a mobile phone carrier service that didn't really take off. You know?
Mm-hmm. Or like a prison, like a Trecolon, like a prison.
Or a video game
system
console that didn't really work.
Probably so.
Came out right around the time Nintendo,
What
Sega
she
Genesis,
look like?
Trecolon. I don't know. They ain't got no picture.
Oh, you want to play a game?
Yes.
I ain't
What's
seen
her
no
last
picture.
name?
Trecolon Price.
Price.
And that price was wrong.
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that dog.
Damn, I typed in Trecolon Price and it says shop all Trek bikes. A bunch of bicycles came up.
That can't be her real name. That's the name.
And I know this ain't her. I know it.
What? Let me see.
No, matter of fact, this is not her. I clicked images and an obituary came up.
Oh, wow.
I'll show y'all later.
All right, thank you. All right. Well, up next, Jess Fix My Mess. 800-585-1051. And Jess got an update on somebody that called a couple of weeks ago. All right, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Help me! Made it! It's the real deal. Help me! Help me!
Oh my God. I'm all up in your mess. I'ma fix it. Fix it. Fix my mess. Fix it. Fix it. Just gonna fix your mess, cause my advice is real.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now it's time for Jess Fix My Mess. Now, you got an update, Jess?
Yes, I have an update. So, look, like a few weeks ago, there was this woman who called up and she was trying to tell me that her baby daddy told her that he knows me. I'm a friend of his and all of that. He's from Baltimore, but he now lives in Atlanta. That woman had called up and told me that, we actually do have the call. We got the call. You can just, let's hear it.
We all from Baltimore. I live in Atlanta now. This person, Wes McKenzie, he was part of the one of the camera crews that shot the video for the last movie. Well, one of the movies you did in Atlanta.
Dang.
He talked like he know you, but he be lying a lot. So
Yeah, he definitely
done a lot of videos.
He don't know me, but you got a baby by him, and what he denying a baby. What was going on?
No, we got a baby with each other. We was together for like a year or whatever. But when I found out I was pregnant, he got real upset and basically was like, "I'd rather die than be a dad." And I was like, "Okay, but you knew this and I already had one abortion for you." So we were together. It wasn't really working out. One day he got mad, bust my window.
Okay, so she had told us that he bust her window, that he made her get an abortion the first time, that she got pregnant and everything. This man hit me up, right? Text my phone and was like, "Yo, like, what? I'm trying to clear my name. What's up? Like, what's up with you?" So I'm like, "Who are you?" Like, so then he sent me a video. My problem is when I meet people, I never save their contact in my phone.
I'm the same way.
I meet too many people. So he was like, "Yo, I was on the set." Then he sent me the video of himself, and he had his daughters and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, crap. Oh, yeah, I do remember." He said, "Yo, my baby mother called up and lied about everything." Yo, come to find out, he sent me court documents, restraining orders, invoices, receipts, everything. She also has a daughter from a previous dude, right? He was taking care of her daughter before they even had a baby. She had an abortion, come to find out, had an abortion, didn't even tell this man until after she had an abortion. She went to go have it and didn't even tell him about it.
Wow.
And then he sent me voice notes of her saying some of the stuff that she told me that he said. Like, she was like, now she gay. She said that he bust her window. He bust her window because they were arguing and he was just throwing all of her stuff out the car. And she shut the window. He was throwing her perfume out the car, right? I got a video and everything. And it bust the window. He also fixed her window within the like a short amount of hours. Like that day it was fixed. And then she was like begging him like to be with her. Things started taking a turn for the worse when he broke up with her or whatever. And he was like, "Nah, she know he in the industry and all of that stuff. He has worked with, celebrities, and he's still on set. He a videographer, cinematographer or whatever." And she crazy. He sent me voice notes and all of that. Like, shorty is wild. She got mad because he wouldn't help her fix her car. If I got your daughters, if I know one is his, but he said, "Yo, if I got your kid and you not shouldn't you be like willing to fix my car?" And he like, "Nah, we not together. Like, I'm not doing that." So then she started like she done left town with the kids. He like all types of stuff. It's still an ongoing battle right now.
That's crazy.
And the reason why he hit me up is because he just got hired by this new agency, right? To shoot movies, shoot shows, and film and stuff. And they was like, "Yeah, so we saw something about you on the Breakfast Club," and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she sent it to the new agency.
Listening to the show the whole time. So they want to call. They was calling him in to talk about it, to clear up things, and he had to show them all the stuff that he's shown me.
Wow. So you helping lives and destroying lives at the same time?
Helping and destroying. Did not know. I'm like, I don't know this nigga. I ain't trying to be associated with no deadbeat dad and all that. Yo, whole time.
So more Jess Fix My Mess when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club.
X about me. Relationship problems? X about me. You need to beat your coworker's ass. X about me. Your coworker need to beat your ass? Call it up. It's Dr. Jess, and I'm here to fix your mess. It's getting very much messy. Let me fix it.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Jess Fix My Mess. Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's Monique.
What's up, Monique?
Hey, girl.
So I called in just a while ago when you were on maternity leave, and it was Ask T&E. And I was dating this guy, but it had been like 9 months, but he wasn't committing. Like, he wasn't trying to make nothing official. So back then when I called, they were like, "Oh, Charlamagne was like, give it time. You still getting to know somebody." I was like, I'm 39. Like, I'm trying to find somebody who wants to be in a relationship, eventually get married. Like, I just thought it was a red flag. So fast forward to now, come to find out, he messed around with his ex and got her pregnant. So she was pregnant probably 6 months out of the year, that we were dating.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just like, he swears, he's like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I don't want to be with her. I still want to try to move forward with you." But I'm going to be honest, like, that is a big thing to try to get over. Like, especially when you lied about it and you could have just told the truth. Like, so I don't know. I'm just in a weird spot because he really wants to, like, try to move forward, but I just don't trust him.
You don't trust him, but you don't not want to move forward with him either.
Yeah, it's like in that weird spot, like I don't know what to do, really.
Well, listen, you said that he would not commit in the beginning. That's probably why he wouldn't commit in the beginning, because he knew he was still running around, not even only with his ex. He probably was, doing him with a few other women, he just wasn't ready to be monogamous yet. And I feel like he understood that, and that's why he didn't. He could have gotten a relationship with you, and then he technically would have been cheating on you all that time,
True.
But he still wanted to talk to you and explore wherever things went. This is a little hard. I ain't gonna hold you. I would run for the hills, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't see, it wouldn't be anything wrong with it if there was not a child involved. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he was still single technically, and he told you he wasn't trying to commit. So what you do in honesty, you take it and you act accordingly, right? But yeah, that's a baby, that's a child. Whether he wants to be with her or not, he has to deal with her for the rest of that child's life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And my thing to him was too, and because of that, there could be no secrets. She would have to, you would have to introduce me, yeah, this is my girl. It would have to be, clear intent, set, in order for me to be yeah, maybe. But, even, it's just hard. I don't know. I feel like I just resent him a lot at this point. I just don't know if...
Well, you're never going to be able to trust him. That ex, and the fact that the baby mom is an ex, that's somebody with history, that's also somebody who knows him more than you know him. That's going to always be something that's held over your head, from her. It's just not.
That's true.
That's a recipe for disaster, girl. You can go down that road if you want. You're gonna be calling me again in a few months. It's bad. So let that go. Let it go. I know the dating pool ain't. I know it ain't. But to be honest,
I know, Jess, I'm about to be 40 in December.
And trust me,
it's hard out here in these streets.
Trust me, I know very well. I know damn well you would rather be single at 40 than 40 and questioning your relationship, trying to figure out if somebody love you like you love them.
That's true. That is true. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate it. I love y'all, by the way.
We love you back.
Love you too.
All right.
Thank you. Now we got the latest with Loren coming up, so don't move. That was Jess Fix My Mess. Now they can also check out your podcast if they didn't get through here, right?
Yep, Carefully Reckless each and every Wednesday. Y'all need to, wherever you get your podcast, on the Black Effect Podcast Network. So make sure you download that each and every Wednesday.
It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Oh,
you
crazy.
just make observations. That's all. All right.
Why you dressed like you work at Jiffy Lube, though?
Seriously.
Why
He
you
looked
got
like he
this-
just
why-
slid up from under a car on a skateboard.
Well, guess where all the oil at? On Envy bed. That stupid ass dye he got on.
Wait, you said all your oils are on Envy's bed. What?
No, I said the oil from Jiffy Lube, the black oil is all on Envy's bed. I just want all of y'all to know, all of you brothers out there that be dyeing your hair, it don't look natural. Okay? All you guys that's over 40 in your 50s dyeing your beard, your hair wasn't even that black when you was in your 20s and your teenage years. Okay? You look stupid.
It's dark
That looked
brown,
like
sir.
a new commissary outfit.
It's dark brown. It's not black. It's dark
That's
brown.
what he told you?
It's dark. What? Who,
That's what he told you?
Who told me? It's just
And
for
then
men.
why is it all over your shoulders?
It's not on,
Oh, that's a blanket.
It's
My
a
fault.
blanket. What's
Okay,
wrong with
my
you?
bad. My bad.
What's
They
wrong with you?
got on a shawl.
All right. Woo! Don't you be laughing over there, Wiggy. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Somebody that knows somebody. That was just the detail.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Lauren LaRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Oh, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
He did not have to call you Wiggy Wonka.
He did.
He did not
I
deserve
didn't say
that.
Wonka. Why you gonna add
Wiggy
stuff?
Wonka is crazy.
You didn't say that?
No.
Over there looking like Papa Smurf. Don't.
You didn't deserve
please,
that,
Please relax.
I'm on your side.
You're never on my side for real.
I'm on your side. You didn't deserve that.
It's a
You didn't
envy.
deserve
You have something you want to dress in front of the people? You all right?
I'm fine.
Oh my God!
Just because you learned how to put on undershirts, you did.
No, I didn't.
That was, and it was fast too.
Boy.
You came up with that in 0.5 seconds. You must have been sitting on that one. All right, y'all. Everybody good?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What's wrong with undershirts, though?
Yeah.
What's wrong with undershirts?
No, ain't nothing wrong with them. It's just you just learned how to put one on. That's
Focus,
the real issue.
Loren, focus.
Okay, I'm back. So I wanted to bring something back at the top of this hour. So Tyre Nichols. When we talked about it earlier, we spoke about it, and I was under the assumption that you guys had already knew, and I shouldn't have done this, that you guys had already known that the gentlemen in the case were already sentenced in federal court. They were sentenced in October of 2024.
I had no clue.
Oh, see, I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not sentenced. Let me get that word right. They were convicted. We are waiting for the sentencing.
That's why you were saying that.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I was pointing
now it makes sense.
when I was pointing to what will happen when the sentencing comes, and how Attorney Crump was saying he believes what's going to happen, it's because they have been convicted, but it was a year ago, and people, in federal court,
Gotcha.
and then the acquittals that we just learned of this week happened in a state court.
Makes all the sense in the world now.
Now
Yes.
it makes sense. Well, you see how she played it? She was like, I thought you guys would have known, but you
Already
didn't.
knew that.
Totally, we forgot about the whole case.
I mean, no, a lot of people did. A lot of people didn't even know that it was happening in two different courts. So moving forward, yes, we're waiting for the sentencing in the federal court, and then also too, there's still that civil case in the Tyre Nichols situation. So I wanted to clarify that.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now moving on. Remember we talked about, I wanted to mention this quickly too, Smokey Robinson in here and the sexual assault charges that were filed against him.
Yes.
Well, his attorney has come out and released a statement, and Charlamagne, to your point, they are pointing to exactly what you brought up. This just being a shakedown for money. And they're basically saying that the claims are false. So Smokey Robinson's attorney, his name is Christopher Frost, says, as this case progresses, the evidence, the crucial element that will guide us, will show that this is simply an ugly method of trying to extract money from an 85-year-old American icon, $50 million to be exact. He then called out the plaintiff's attorneys, and he said, through this process, we have seen the bizarre theatrics. And then he pointed to yesterday. So yesterday there was a press conference that went down where the plaintiff attorney outlined all of the allegations that Smokey Robinson's attorney are calling vile and false. And he basically is saying he held this press conference. They, sensationalized all of these allegations, and the reason why they're doing this is because you want to get the public involved, and you want to create a media circus, and we've seen this before, so we're not going for it. So I did want to just put that out there, because at the time when we reported it, there was no statement from Smokey Robinson's team. So I did want to put that out there, that they are denying this, and they're asking anyone that is following this case to reserve judgment as the evidence comes to light and the actual facts unfold.
And that's the thing, you listen to all women but believe all proof. And we went from the Me Too movement to the Pay Me Too movement. And I said it yesterday, and will continue to say it. Lawyers that take these cases should be brought up on some type of RICO, because this is organized crime at this point, because the way they do it is a shakedown. Like they just said, like that guy just said, they'll reach out to you behind the scenes, tell you that this Jane Doe or whoever has these accusations.
When they don't have the response that they want.
That's right. And the response is, hey, a settlement.
Correct.
And if you don't settle, they'll tell you, we're going to go to the media with it, hold press conferences, give it to all the news outlets just to smear your name.
But the sad thing about it is, like you said, when that happens, you have all of your sponsorships, your endorsements, and everything pulls back from you. So it makes you just want to be like, just want to get it over. But it's a shakedown.
Well, yeah, I do think a lot of corporations have stopped that, though, because they realize, it's just like it's a circular firing squad. Everybody gets a turn.
I don't think they've stopped pulling away from all this when it happens.
Not completely. I think they just aren't as loud about it with certain things. But
are they not so gun ho? They don't do it so quick.
I think maybe they do take their time to do a better investigation too. I will say though that Smokey Robinson's attorney is saying that Smokey Robinson himself is going to respond to this in his own words.
Please don't do no music though, Smokey. We don't need a song about this.
And that they will file a motion to dismiss the lawsuit, and they're also going to address in that motion the numerous aspects of the allegations that don't have any credibility, and the issues related to timeline, inconsistencies, and relationships between the plaintiff and others. And that he will potentially be filing something in response to this, in addition to that motion as well too. So they're going to fight back, as they should.
Remember when Smokey did that rap song called Gang Banging?
Yes. No, but let me tell y'all.
Wasting your time.
Yeah, the gangbangers, all the Mexicans was
drinking that wine, smoking that smoke,
really?
Doing that coke.
Doing that dope.
No, I don't remember that song.
Dealing that
smoking
dope.
that smoke. You don't remember that?
You don't remember gangbanging?
He was serious.
Smokey Robinson came into TMZ when I was there to do our Christmas special.
Yes.
And I was seated in the little bowl part in the front, and he was singing during the special. And maybe that's not the right time to say this.
What are you gonna say?
Cat Daddy?
Yeah, what?
He had you going?
I couldn't even talk.
He was fine.
It's just the aura. Like I was like, I get now why they say the artists then are so different than our artists now. I literally couldn't even talk. Like they made fun of me at work for probably like a month because they were like, I
how'd you like that?
You wanted that.
It was the eyes. Like he just looked and
The
I was
green
like,
eyes?
oh.
He looked at you and
I'm never without words, and I couldn't find them for a good 2 days.
You about to highlight him?
You was quiet for 2 days? I know Timothy was like, thank God.
Well, we don't got to worry about Loren filing no charges. She just admitted that she likes
yo.
All right.
I know that's right, though.
That is the latest with Loren. Now, when we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, shout out to Kerry Washington, who stopped through the show last week, promoting her new film, Shadow Force, which opens exclusively in theaters tomorrow. Did you guys see it?
No,
an advance copy?
I haven't seen. No, they did send us an advance copy, but I haven't watched it. But you know, it is a good thing to take your mom because Scandal was like the new soap opera for a lot of people. So all you gotta do is tell your mom, we going to see the new Kerry Washington movie, and just lie to her and tell her that Shonda Rhimes did it.
But let's go back to
Mother's Day.
Damn.
Well, let's play a clip of our interview with Kerry Washington.
In Shadow Force, it's really about what it takes to protect the people you love from the systems that want to cause you harm, which I think is very relevant right now.
Yeah.
But this couple, they used to be part of this spy unit. You know, they were trained killers together. They broke the rules. They fell in love. I got pregnant. So now we have to go on the run to protect our kid from the very unit that we used to be a part of, the Shadow Force unit. So for me, the film is about like when there are systems that don't want you to have freedom and love and joy, what do you do to fight those systems?
Now, if you're looking to do something for Mother's Day weekend, you can take mom to the movies to see Shadow Force, starring Kerry Washington, Omar Sy with supporting cast Mark Strong, Method Man, just to name a few, and you can check it out in theaters tomorrow. I want to salute to the 757 Hampton Roads area. Again, I mean, the way that you guys are supporting the tickets out there for that car show is just amazing. Thank you. We're going to announce the New York date in a couple of weeks, but that 757, the BBS boys and DJ Envy, so it's old school and new school, so we'll have cars from the era of when we used to go to Virginia Beach instead of Miami for 4th of July, for Labor Day, for Memorial Day. There's going to be amusement rides and games for the kids. Kids 5 and under are free. There's going to be food trucks. And if you want to put your car in the show, if you're from the Hampton Roads area, Richmond, DMV, or North Carolina, anywhere surrounding cities, if you want to put your car in the show, you can email me, djmvcarshow@gmail.com. Send me pictures of your cars. And I can't wait to see you guys on July 19th. We got like 8 weeks left, all right? Now, you're going to be Mother's Day. What you doing?
Detroit, I will be at One Mic Comedy Club. Now, remember that 11 a.m. brunch that I said I was having at the club? That is now canceled. You can call up the One Mic Comedy Club to figure out why. But we do have 2 shows at the end of the night still. We got the 7 p.m. and the 9:30 p.m., both of which are more than likely sold out as of now because it was only about 70 tickets for the last show yesterday. I will be doing meet and greet after the 9:30 show, so get your tickets at JessHilariousOfficial.com. And I do have something for moms who come to the show for the 7 o'clock since I won't be doing meet and greet for the 7 o'clock show. So I can't wait to get there, Detroit. See y'all.
The brunch would have been dope.
Tomorrow?
I'm leaving for Detroit tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
The brunch would have been dope because they got an upstairs and downstairs, and the upstairs is real sexy, and it would have been like a dope brunch. 11 a.m. brunch for mothers, that would have been dope.
Yeah, no.
Why?
You talk to Jess afterwards.
Okay.
It could have been very dope. But
Maybe not. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do have a positive note, and it's simple, man. Be kind, but don't let compassion become your cage. You know, you got to let people know that their wounds are not your weight. Practicing that is a form of self-care. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?